Hefe. Care about number what the check say. I can't run, I can't hide from no nigga, no. I still wanna take my mama to the Poconos. Gotta buy on a house, $1 million row. Played it fair with these niggas, put me in a hole. I got scars, I'm still healing, don't nobody know. I've been living independent, beefing with my bro. It ain't even about the money, it's the principle. They say blood a little thicker, I ain't feel it though. I got problems on my handle, I'm a grown man. I don't wanna murder nothing, use the wrong hand. Niggas put you in your feelings, playing like your friend. She been rocking hard body, say she not a fan. Malibu, picking beats, meet me on the sand. I got flights chasing heights, I don't wanna land. Shit really hit different, niggas understand. But you should never make a statement on another man. Judge give a life sentence, make you understand. I can make 100 million sticking to the plan. 20,000 on my watch, 20 in my pants. Like a nigga hit a lick, do my money dance. Everything independent, needed in advance. Big sad motivation, I've been in a trance. Take a picture of me ballin', niggas in the stand. I've been making niggas bitter, they don't stand a chance. I can't run, I can't hide from no nigga, no.
What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young Aunt Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young Aunt Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics today is Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs. Y'all know what's going on. The trial been going on almost about a week now. It's been a lot of tabloids in the headlines, been a lot of stuff going on. Some people don't want to hear it. Some people are for it. But, you know, we got to get into it, you know what I'm saying? Because we cannot be biased towards the situation and act like we don't hear what's going on, act like we don't hear it or see the writing on the wall. So this trial been going haywire, you know what I'm saying, for like the last few days. But it's been kind of like a seesaw, because one minute you hear that Diddy's on the brink of tripping out and going crazy in the courtroom. Then the next minute you hear that things is going in his favor and that people are kind of like looking kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying, or remote, you know what I'm saying, with the things they are saying, you know what I'm saying, because, so let's just say, for instance, the only person I really ain't heard made they stuff look stupid, and I don't even know if this dude took the stand, but he definitely spoke out, was Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber had a lot of stuff to say as far as, I don't know if the man was fondled with or if anything wrong happened to him, but he definitely seems like he do not appreciate the encounter he had with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? To where he's Team Cassie and said that he don't have no problem coming out supporting Cassie. And that kind of ruffled Diddy feathers. You know what I'm saying? To where Diddy hopped up in court and got the, you know what I'm saying, I want to say shouted, like, basically, Justin Bieber don't have no loyalty. He said, all I done for this kid, all I done for this kid, damn man, people don't have loyalty these days. But whatever was done, you know, Justin Bieber was acting like, you know, it got him checked into a checkered dark past. Secondly, Cassie, she definitely got on the stand and had some things to say. And at times they say, you know, prosecution was eating it up. You know what I'm saying? She was looking like a victim. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about a situation to where Diddy basically attacked her after a dinner, to where she was trying to find closure, and basically, you know, took something that she was uncomfortable with giving. However, only for like a few days later to hit Diddy, talk to him, and go out to a party with him. And all this was going on while she was in another relationship with a trainer that Diddy had hired for her. Third, Danity Kane group members, you know what I'm saying, Aubrey O'Day, you know what I'm saying, as well as another name that's going to be said, can't think of her name right now, but it's going to be said, and y'all gonna get it, and we gonna commentate on it. There are other parties that's hopping out there that's having so much to say about Diddy, seeing Diddy do wrong, seeing Diddy assault Cassie, and just all type of stuff. And basically, they're coming forth with physical and emotional abuse as well. But then, as well as everybody else, except it seemed like for JB, been hitting Puffy, hitting his line, you know what I'm saying? Hitting his line as early as 2021, 2022. Hey, can we start to making the band reboot? All type of stuff. So it's just really making these people look crazy when they get on the stand and going against them. But with that being said, man, we gonna get into this content. And you already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
Elizabeth Milner, who is our in-court reporter for the Sean Diddy Combs criminal trial. Elizabeth, so good to see you. So you were in court today, week 2, continuation of Dawn Richard's testimony. She left the stand, Kerry Morgan on the stand. Before we get to the substance of what they had to say, what is the vibe like in court today? How does Sean Combs appear? Who's there? Paint the picture for us, because unfortunately, as we know, there are no cameras. There are no audio recordings allowed in that courtroom. What did you see and what did you hear?
Yeah, well, the tone as far as this morning goes, a lot of people are kind of anticipating what would the rest of Dawn Richard's testimony look like, and especially more so, how would the cross-examination and how would Diddy's defense attorneys kind of be able to pull apart essentially her credibility. As far as just everyone inside the courtroom today, it doesn't look like there was that big kind of present for the defendant side that we've seen last week, especially when we came to day 1 and even day 2 of testimony, and that we didn't see any of Diddy's children inside that courtroom, which I think is a little big and a little not big at the same time. We saw images over this weekend that the twins were in during prom season. They were in their prom dresses and that sort. Not 100% sure where the sons are in this kind of picture, as far as are they on the West Coast again, because the twins are about to graduate. So it's unclear why the family presence wasn't so big as it has been for day 1 and day 2. As far as Diddy himself, though, it seems like that didn't necessarily faze him that much. I assume that he, looks forward to seeing his family inside that courtroom, but maybe understanding that they had other obligations. He didn't seem too bothered by that or anything like that. So as far as him being inside that courtroom, it was still the same old Diddy that we've seen, kind of in the same old outfit that we've seen him in as well, too. He was wearing a tan sweater. He had a white undershirt. He had khakis on. When he comes into the courtroom, he hugs his attorneys. He chats with them, all those types of things. And so a lot of people were just anticipating what would it look like once Dawn Richard got back on the stand. And let me tell you something, Jesse, when I saw her on the stand today, and even on Friday as well, too, she appeared like she just didn't want to be there. You could tell that she was very uncomfortable, especially talking about her recollection of her time that she had worked with Diddy, her time after working with Diddy, especially during the cross-examination part. I thought that maybe she would get a little emotional because she just appeared maybe a little nervous, maybe a little intimidated, not necessarily sure, but she was.
Hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look,
very soft-spoken while she was on that stand today, answering some of the questions. A lot of those questions obviously had to do with the egg frying incident. It had to do with why Dawn Richard even continued working with Diddy even afterwards, or even wanting to work with Diddy afterwards. And so a lot of the anticipation, or just the overall tone inside that courtroom, especially when it came to that cross-examination, it was kind of it was a little rough to watch. It was a little like a lot of people, especially us in the gallery, in the press, were just kind of like, wow, this is a little brutal. And they kind of hit the points that they wanted to hit while them being defense attorneys. And so I think that the prosecution really kind of had to tighten everything up as far as, trying to get maybe back in the jury's good graces after kind of seeing that cross-examination go and all those holes that were poked into her testimony. And so that was just the overall essence and tone of today's, especially this morning before Kerry Morgan got on the witness stand.
To go by, because I know it's so loud. So this, Elizabeth, how is the jury responding to Dawn's testimony, and what were some of the highlights? I mentioned it briefly before you came on air, kind of summarized some of the points, but what were some of the points that came out today from her testimony, both on direct and cross-examination, and how was the jury responding to her testimony? Because let's not forget, she is a corroborating witness for Cassandra Ventura Fine. She helped to articulate some of the finer elements of racketeering. What were some of the highlights from her testimony, both on direct and cross, and how was the jury responding?
Well, absolutely. As far as being under direct, it was really just kind of ironing out the details as far as what happened with this whole egg skillet incident, that being the incident that happened in 2009, according to Dawn Richard, where essentially Cassie was cooking Diddy breakfast. Diddy comes downstairs, gets upset about either the way that the breakfast was made or why it wasn't being made fast enough. And essentially just an assault happened in the aftermath of that, something that Dawn Richard
Okay, so this is a reporter right here that's been sitting in on Diddy trial. Now, if you don't know, and what we're becoming to know and find out is that they not allowing no video camera taping going on, anything like that, like these other trials, like these Young Thug trials and stuff like that. Federal, a whole nother ball game. They not getting down with the state. They not allowing no video camera going on in that courtroom. Now, some of the key points that this reporter pointed out is that during this yesterday court date, that Diddy family support was not there. Son's not there, daughter's not there. You know, the daughters either, they were saying was they prom day yesterday or they're getting ready for prom. So I'm pretty sure the family is tired of all this. You know what I'm saying? They talking about all this baby oil, this freak off stuff and things like that. They don't want to keep on hearing the recurrence of these things like that and all these people getting on the stand against their father, and it's being heartfelt and real emotional in the court. Like, it's putting the kids, you know what I'm saying, through emotional transition as well. You know what I'm saying? Seeing a father up here, hearing this stuff, you know what I'm saying, when they probably had looked up to this man as a hero. You know what I'm saying? They probably still look to him as a hero in a financial backing. You know what I'm saying? So, all these people that's coming forth, what I'm starting to assume, and this is just opinion based, all these people haven't suffered anything sexually explicit. It seems like a lot of these people, like the Dawn Richard, who they're talking about right here, even Aubrey O'Day, all these people, it just seems like to me, is coming forth to give alliance to Cassie in or that Diddy was treating people bad. You know what I'm saying? The way he dealt with people. They was cheated out of money. You know what I'm saying? But it don't seem like all these people suffered any sex trauma, like if I'm speaking correctly. So I don't know if prosecution is just using these people to further create attachment and back into other people's stories as far as they dealings with Diddy. Because like I was saying, even Aubrey O'Day, when she got up there and started speaking, she was just pretty much like, he's a perfectionist. And pretty much she did say that she went through some trauma as far as her experience and working with him and stuff like that and suffered losses. But like they say, a lot of these people were still stringing relationships on with Diddy. Like, if I know you did me wrong and you the devil, why would I keep on playing with the devil and making a deal with the devil, knowing that this could potentially happen again? Like, what are some of these people feeling, that they reshaped themselves and was able to revisit and play on boss terms with this dude? Because if he got over on you once and got over on you for a period of time, I'm pretty sure in his mind, he feels like he's going to always get over on you in or run or boss a situation pertaining to you. That's just how it's going to go. Unless it's some lawyers or something in the midst of this that's brokering a deal, that's making sure it's on fair terms. But It's been a lot going on in this trial, man. It's been a lot going on in this trial. And like I said, it's kind of like, to me, shit like it's been seesaw. One, it seems like it's the prosecution way. Then it seems like it's Diddy way, like it's at a standstill, like it's a stalemate. So we about to get into the rest of this content. You already know it's the Hef way, the Hef effect. We're going to commentate.
And so while Dawn at times was trying to say that she wanted justice and that she wanted to do the right thing, essentially, that the defense also pointed out, well, you did want compensation as well, too. And Dawn had to kind of own up and admit that she did want compensation for the time that she had worked on as an employee. Then the defense was asking her about her most recent communications with Diddy, as going back as early or as soon as like 2020, 2021, where essentially Dawn was reaching out to Diddy himself, was trying to get in touch with people about this kind of whole making the band. I believe it's a reboot that they were trying to do where Diddy wasn't necessarily going to be a judge, but instead Dawn wanted to use that opportunity to work with somebody else named Lori Ann Gibson. And so the defense was really kind of hammering her just about the facts that she had talked about with federal prosecutors as far as the different meetings that she had had in 2024, on March 18th of this year, on April 17th of this year. Again, just pointing out specifics in regards to this egg incident, but also at the same time going into specifics about whether or not she felt threatened to working with Diddy. And if she felt threatened, if she felt scared for her life, why did she continue reaching out to Diddy as late as 2020 or 2021? You know, as we ended direct examination.
Why do you want to bring back Manhattan?
You see, power.
On Friday, they were really kind of hitting on the point that after Dawn Richard and even her bandmate at the time, Kalina Harper, allegedly witnessed this physical assault with the whole egg skillet thing, because that's kind of how they were summing up this particular incident, was the egg skillet incident. She was asked on Friday, what did Diddy tell you the next day? And essentially, Dawn had said that Diddy essentially said that people wind up missing when they question him and that type of thing, and that was perceived as a death threat. So then when the defense had their chance to kind of cross-examine her, they were like, well, why did you feel threatened, and yet you continue to want to work with him? And so the defense moments, Nicole Westmoreland really kind of hit it on the head. I think a lot of people were possibly wondering, did Dawn come off like a liar, or did she kind of over-embellish some of these incidents? But
right.
To Dawn's accord and to Dawn on the witness stand, she was just saying, you know, she was trying to remember to the best of her ability. So it was kind of tough to watch, but at the same time, I think Dawn Richard held her own. She didn't, kind of get too frazzled necessarily. She didn't get overly emotional, but you could tell that during the cross-examination, it was pretty tough.
And we actually have a poll up right now on YouTube. Do you think Richard as a credible witness? We'll see what the results of those are. I wish I had a little bit more time with you, Elizabeth, because I wanted to ask you a little bit more about Kerry Morgan. This is Cassandra Ventura's former best friend on the stand, but I know we have to get you back into that courtroom. Thanks so much for giving us an update. Great reporting as always. Elizabeth Milner, everybody. Thank you so much.
All right. Y'all heard it from her. Y'all seen it as well. Aubrey O'Day, Don, Cassie. As far as I know, since I've been following this trial, and every day I have not posted content on this trial as I could post content. I've been posting other content, but I do want to divvy off in this Diddy content. So here we are. All these witnesses that got on the stand, and all these witnesses that got on the stand, it said under force they've been subjected to trauma by Diddy. Now, with all these people going through trauma and knowing allegedly they was dealing with the devil himself, I guess the dealings were so traumatizing and or enticing that they allowed themselves to be strung along and keep on dealing with this dude. Now, I'm not here to say that they're not victims, because these are women. And I'm not here to play a lawyer. I'm not here to take Diddy's side or none of that. I'm just saying I'm trying to make sense of this situation. And no, I'm not a counselor or anything like that. So I don't know. Like, you'll be surprised things that humans will allow themselves to go through under trauma and or be strung along out of love, out of addiction, out of drugs, whatever the situation may be. I don't know what the situation may be. But what I do know from all these people stepping on that stand and trying to help one another pertaining to denouncing and demeaning Puff Daddy is that it's air holes, it's pockets that you can go inside and question without a reasonably doubt, why was you still dealing with this dude after he did these horrifying acts? And some might have been scared. They might have thought they couldn't get help from the police because, as you hear from what Danity Kane said, that she questioned him about something or spoke about something, and it was said to her that, you know, people come up missing. And now that's furthermore opening my recollection to other things that's been mentioned as far as Biggie Smalls. I can't get out of my mind the picture that they plastered and showed of these sex workers. And what they said these sex workers was doing, ejaculating and him rubbing other man's fluids and semen on his nipples. This is just crazy. This is crazy work. And I understand, like if I was his son's daughter or any kid, I wouldn't want to be in court to hear this shit either. Because this is just like a hard cold stain that you're just trying to scrub and won't come out. It's forever plastered in your mind. Whether it's with doubt, a grain of salt, or whatever the case may be. Because you would be on somebody's side. Like let's just say for instance, Diddy people standing tall with him. It's one of them situations where they get into it about something. And the stuff they hearing in this trial, you think they ain't gonna air that out and throw that out? You a monster. You a wooty-woo. Oh, you was doing this. You know what I'm saying? If they have not been introduced to it themselves and have been living this lifestyle. Because I know it was being said at one point in time as well that his son was in on some of these charges, but as we see, I don't see nobody jailed. They go into court when they can, in or was, and will support them and stuff like that. But that's what I got for y'all pertaining to this Diddy thing. Y'all can get in the comments, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Help me move this in an algorithm. And with that being said, I'm going to conclude this there. It's your boy, Young Aunt Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.